Hello everyone and welcome back to today's showcase on Dark Souls 3. Time for another katana. Now, katanas. Usually it's funny how you only use one, but some people do two-handed katanas. What happens if your weapon already does that though? Well, in Dark Souls 2, it would be awesome, because you got those dual weapon arts. This game, not so much. You're gonna have it pre-built for you to do anything special with it. I'm gonna butcher this name. Well, today's katana is the Onikiri and the Ubadachi. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. Ubadachi. It's the other katana. Onikiri and its twin, its brother. I can't hope to pronounce that. The description of these weapons reads: the hunters known as the King's Black Hands wield the appeared weapons. These weapons belong to Kumi, who looked after the prince. Kumi brought Onikiri with him to the undead settlement, where he forged the other sword, and was finally prepared to join the ranks of the royal hunters. The skill for this weapon is called the Oni Slayer. Leap forward and slash mercilessly with both blades, cutting foes open. Well, I'm not a very heavy Japanese-centric person, but at least know Oni, I think, means demon. Or devil, one of the two of them. So this is a very Japanese weapon, which is odd. Anyone who's played Dark Souls for quite a bit knows that there's not really that many, Japanese elements in these games. It's meant to be a European fantasy. But hey, it's all welcome. It's all swords. Whatever. But yes, I can't help but pronounce that other sword's name. That is off the far deep left end of the Japanese pronunciation. Anyway, these two blades. Okay, so this is going to be, forgive my pronunciation on a lot of this stuff, but anyway, the act of carrying two samurai swords. Well, they had specific names. The long sword, the Daioto, and then you have the short sword, the Shoto. These both will be the Daishoto. I believe I pronounced that right. Anyway, normally you'd see samurais, the Ronin variety, carry two of these blades, but however only traditionally use one. Even though the other blade was not commonly used, it was more of a symbol of office, like you were recognized as an actual samurai, by the shogunate or whatever lord you may follow. Though it is normally not casually used, but some individuals have proven to use it in that time period. But yes, it is quite common to see, back then, to see a samurai with two blades. Only one is probably not official, but you get the idea. So, pretty neat. Well, maybe neat now, but let's look at the stats. Physically, the weapon's on par with every other katana, basic ones anyway, with the very basic 100 damage. Bonus damage is pretty good for that, actually, and it gets 63. That's pretty good. Moving on to additional effects, you can see we get 33 bleed damage out of this weapon, which is pretty good too. I mean, again, almost all the katanas have that. Going on to the true bonus, we can see you get a D for strength and C for dexterity. Pretty darn good as well. This is also reflected in the true requirements, where you only need 13 strength, however you need 25 dexterity. That is a lot. If you have 25 dexterity, you're in it for a long haul for dexterity. And then we got the Oni Slayer, which only costs 20 FP. That's not very much. And the weight is 8.5 since it is dual weapon blades, but however, with a dual weapon, this is one of the lightest of the dual weapons. That's pretty good, actually. The durability isn't that great, but none of the katanas are that great in terms of durability. They're all pretty low in that regard. For the animation, the basic attack is the same attacks for the katanas. The power attack is again the same attack for the katanas. Now we have the dual attack, which should be unique to this weapon alone. As you see here, we use all 3 weapon attacks in a row. Well, actually 4. Okay, so it's 4 button combo. And we can see the Oni Slayer? Wait a minute, this looks familiar. Yes, this is the same move, the Leaping Claw, from the Claws. It just has a different name. Really? Really? Anyway, the sprint attack is the basic sprint jab. These two weapons use Titanite Shards upgrade, which is plenty good, and you get at least an average amount, 10 for the basic, you actually get 10 for both. It was a first upgrade anyway, so that should be fairly consistent going through. And sure enough, it's between 10 and 11 is the points we'll get. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. We don't see any dramatic change, and we can see if I did take it a step further, the strength bonus would go to C. But for the sake of review, it'll only go up to the large Titanite shards. So performance-wise, I expect this to perform just as good as any katana, but maybe a little bit better. Maybe not as powerful, and we can see there only 380, but we get the twin attack. The DPS of this weapon is where the focus should be. Now, the Oni Slayer, we see a 463. I'm sure this weapon is fluent at hitting headshots, something I don't casually do. In fact, I don't think a lot of people casually do. And there we go. We see it does dramatically do a lot less damage. So we go, we get the power attack at 290. So it doesn't do very well against armor, and fortunately the katana's bounced right off the shield. So they're not going to go through any shields. Against the Gorgile, the idea is just to kill it as quick as possible, take advantage of those twin attacks. His Oni Slayer, that actually been pretty good. I hit a critical hit there. Alright, so I did pretty good. So these weapons been done pretty good so far. With the combo attack and the Oni Slayer hitting headshots, it's actually so far quite well. That didn't work out so well. Okay, need to get behind him. It was going so well up to this point. It's always the damn freaking Black Knights that ruin everything. We can see the combo attacks easily drain opponent's health very quickly. But I don't think there's any more added to this. We've seen pretty much things where it shines and where it falls short. So far, it's pretty good. Moving on to the pros and cons of these weapons. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name again. On the pro side, you got excellent DPS. You also have, well, also that special move is pretty damn handy as well. And that's pretty much good for pros. On the con side, it is low durability like much of the other katanas. And that, I will mention as a con, that special move is just a shameless reskin. Useful, but shameless. Okay, and that is the pros and cons. Yes. Moving on to the score for these weapons. The damage gets 7 out of 10. With that DPS and decent damage, it actually does quite a bit. Reach gets 6 out of 10. May not be longer than the other blade, but the Oni Slayer does give it a bit of more reach, somewhat. Animation though gets 5 out of 10. It does have its own few and unique animations, and does have the Oni Slayer, which is uncommon, but still has a lot of the plain basic moves in the other katanas. Bonus gets 7 out of 10. Even though the overall damage is not that high, the bonus damage almost matches it. Comes close. That's a lot of bonus damage. Miscellaneous though gets 6 out of 10. We get a bit higher, for it at least has historic accuracy points, but however, that Oni Slayer is just a reskin. That bugs me. Bugs me bad. But anyway, so in total, these damn weapons that I cannot pronounce gets 31 out of 50, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Wish I could pronounce the names any good. So would you rather become a member of the Black Hand, or would you want to be a samurai? Take your interpretation of Black Hand. I would kind of go for either or. Dark Souls or Elder Scrolls? Sign me up. Of other game references aside, it's still a solid weapon. Probably one of the better choices of all the katanas available. But hey, that's my opinion. That's been Showcase for today. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there.